27 minutes before the top of the hour, still sitting at 33 degrees right here in Fort Dodge. Again, we are expecting those clouds to gradually clear off, and high today of 47. Boy, enjoy that, I'm telling you, because tonight, tomorrow night, Friday, as I say, could get hinky. So, we'll tell you all about it coming up in the K97 weather in just a little bit. Hey, it's Wednesday. That means it's our day to talk about the fur babies and everything going on with Almost Home Humane Society right here in Fort Dodge. And joining me like she does about 92.7% of the time, it's our good friend Rhonda, who is one of the board members there. Rhonda, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
You know, pretty good. I'm enjoying the 40-ish whatever degree weather that we've been having the last couple of days. Yeah.
You know, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, although sometimes that's what they pay me for, right? Not much, but they pay me. It worries me that we're going to pay for this on the back end, Rhonda, because we really had a mild December. We had a pretty mild November. We know Iowa, man. You remember, and I'm going to jinx it, so I'm going to knock on wood on this. You remember about 5 years ago, I think, when we had that May 2nd snowstorm?
Yes, it pops up on my memories. Yeah. I know, it's terrible.
Oh, man. And then, you know, this last COVID year, we've had things happen in Iowa that, I'm sorry, none of us had ever even heard of. None of us had heard of a Draco before. What in the world was that? And that all of a sudden comes out of nowhere. You know, and then what was another one? Fog thunder or thunder fog or something crazy like that. What? Snow thunder. That's what it was. Thunder, snow thunder.
Yeah, thunder snow or snow thunder. Yeah.
What in the world is thunder snow? I mean, is it making a noise as it hits the ground, or what's going on here? You know. Anyway,
I know. We get it all, I guess. I'm not sure.
We still see the four seasons, just not like we used to. You know, we could see summer in December. So, you know, it's kind of crazy. But, hey, Rhonda, on a different topic. Now, you and I, we tend to reminisce when we're on together. And I yesterday, every Tuesday, I do a thing called Tell Me What You Think Tuesday. It's where I pick a fun topic for everybody to chime in on our Facebook page, right? And yesterday, as I was thinking about the topic, actually, I was thinking about it Monday. I immediately thought of you, because you and I reminisce about things so much because we're about the same age. We can remember. So the question was for everybody to chime in on yesterday, in case you missed it, was, people aside, what do you miss most from your childhood and growing up? And I had so many great responses and things that triggered my memory, like, oh, you know what, I forgot about those. So I'm going to put you on the spot. People aside, what do you miss most from your childhood and growing up?
You know, I did see that post and I'm like, dang, what would I pick? Because there's so many. I mean, I think honestly, what I really miss is like not being an adult. I would go home. My mom would have my laundry done. My bedroom was upstairs, and so the laundry was nicely folded and on the steps, and all I had to do was take it upstairs and put it away, or not put it away. She, it was always like, she would do it, but then after that, it was up to me what I did with it. But it's like just the like not having all of the. Okay, who's paying the gas and lights this month? Oh yeah, that would be me. Because I'm the person. Exactly.
Right. Oh, who's making the car payment? Oh, who's got to do the car insurance?
Yeah.
Oh, who's got to go out and fix the garage door? Oh, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Who gets to go scoop the snow when we get it?
Right. Rake the leaves, mow the lawn, snip the grass. Yeah. I agree. I thought about the topic and I thought, man, how do I even come close to narrowing that down? But I really got some great, very, very specific answers from people, which I thought were fantastic. But, I'm with you. We talk about back then how much simpler the times were. And they were, we didn't have cell phones and all these electronics and things were just simpler. But largely simpler for us because we had everything taken care of for us. That's why it was so simple,
That's right.
Because my parents, probably like yours, back when we were kids, they'd go, back in the 50s, it was a lot easier than this. Well, that's because that's when you were a kid and people were taking care of you,
Yeah, I know. It's true. But, beyond that, I guess, I don't know, because, the electronics, even though I complain about technology and I'm having a technology issue today because I couldn't get this to work on either computer I have in front of me. So I'm on my phone, but it's, the technology is wonderful, but yet it's kind of a pain in the butt, so I don't know. But yeah, I think I really do think it was just the slower pace of life, because we didn't have the technology. So you didn't have to be up on, you didn't have 24/7 news, which right now that's a blessing. It would have been a blessing not to have 24/7 news. I don't know. So what did you pick as your top thing?
I tried to narrow it down, and I guess for me, the thing that I miss the most, because I've talked about it so many times, is just having an ice cold glass of milk from a glass bottle, or a soda pop from a glass bottle, because it tasted so much better in glass.
It did. You're right.
You remember the days of getting it delivered right to your front door in those coolers that we all had in front of our house. And we talk about simplicity, man. You want a cold milk, you just walk out, open the lid on that thing, and there's some cheese and the whole works. But I tried to narrow it down. It's hard to do, because I could have mentioned toys, and one person mentioned the candy from back in the day, and I mean, there's so many things,
all the good stuff that was colored with red dye number 5 or whatever that was later. It was delicious, but it gave you cancer. So
it was our agent red, not Agent Orange, right? It was our Agent Red, but
exactly.
Even though we talk about the simpler times back then, Rhonda, they really were, because it's not to say there wasn't crimes back then, there wasn't evil people, so to speak. But back then, I mean, we could ride our bike anywhere. We would do that. We would take off and ride to the pool on our bikes, and our parents never worried about us. They knew we were coming back. I mean, we could go play in the street, or we could go play at one of the schools. We had that when you did trick or treating. You could go door to door to door to door to door. You didn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So there was a lot more simplistic aspects to our growing up than there is now. Because nowadays, you don't dare do that kind of stuff.
No. I mean, I've always told people, I don't let my dog outside by himself. If I had a kid, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm going to be with you all the time, because seriously.
Right? It's one of those things where it's a blessing. I remember catching grief because we were giving my oldest daughter a cell phone at like 11 years old. And it's like, you know what? In today's world, I want to know that she's got accessibility to somebody.
Yeah.
All time. So, cell phones are a blessing in that sense. You're right. Electronics are a blessing. My problem with electronics is two things. This includes the internet. One, that the internet itself is a great tool, but it's a dangerous tool.
Yes,
it really, really is, because look at all the stalkers and human trafficking and all that kind of stuff that takes place on the internet. But it's a great thing. The other thing that I have a problem with the internet is the dependency that we have on all of our electronics. Period. And our generation, if the communications all got zapped and our cell phone towers all got zapped, which I'm not trying to give the idea to the terrorists, but I think that is their idea to eventually do. And one thing that we've learned about terrorism is they're very patient. And I think they're thinking, we're going to wait until this younger generation now gets older, because they don't know how to survive without that kind of stuff. We could go back to, making fire with sticks, that kind of stuff. But this generation nowadays, no way.
It's kind of a funny story on that. I had I have an acquaintance who lives out in New Jersey, and she was having a heck of a time getting any like wipes or, the antibacterial stuff. So I said, well, we've got some here. I'll mail them. I'll just ship you some. I mean, it's not a big deal. So I sent her, and she's like, okay, I'll Venmo you, or, I think it was Venmo. She was going to Venmo me, my money and whatever. So I sent her the stuff, and then she didn't pay me. And I'm finally like, I said, if your guys are having a hardship, you can just keep it, consider it a gift. And she's like, oh no, she goes, my Venmo doesn't work. She goes, I've been trying to get it fixed for like 2 months now. And I said, well, you could write a check and mail it to me. That would work too. She was just like, and like literally that like had not even occurred to her that instead of waiting for her Venmo account to get fixed, she could just like write a check.
And along those lines, Rhonda, I'm sure you've experienced this as well nowadays. And I've kind of done the same thing, because you become so dependent on the debit cards and the whole works. You'll go to a line at a store, and it'll be like a line, and the 3 people in front of you will whip out their checkbook, and everybody just goes, oh. But back in the day, Man, that's how you did it, right? You just waited
Exactly.
patiently because you had to, and then they had to balance it right there and the whole works, So it was a 15-minute process just to get a check written.
Yeah. Do you remember the counter checks they used to have?
Oh, yes,
You know,
yes.
it didn't even have your printed name on it. It was like, it was
Nope,
just like you could, yeah, whatever. The First National Bank of Timbuktu is sitting there
yep,
on the counter and people would write a check on it. And
yeah.
most of the time they had an account there, but
Could you imagine a counter check nowadays? You talk about
no,
identity theft. Oh my goodness.
yeah,
You can
no
just
kidding.
sit there in line and ask the person behind you, hey, what's your name? And I mean, just go down the line. To write a check under their name kind of
Yeah, yeah,
Time
yeah.
have changed, Rhonda. Time has never changed. I look forward to
Oh,
bringing this stuff up with you every week because I've literally had people say, I love listening to you and Rhonda because you guys reminisce about things that we remember. And I
right.
look forward every week. I had one guy say to me, I look forward every week to listen to you and Rhonda because the first thing you guys do is reminisce. And he's like, I get it, man. I get it.
These are our peeps, we're
It's
all in
it,
that,
man. That's
we're all
right.
in that age group.
Yeah, we're the
Yeah.
Gen Xers. Doggone it. And we are strong. We are strong. Anyway, Rhonda, as is our purpose, of course, let's talk about the fur babies at Almost Home Humane Society. And I'm going to assume once again, the online adoptions are just booming like they have been.
They have been. And Roxy, who was our kitty last week, got adopted. So
Great.
that's a success story. Usually we don't have the week after adoption story, but this week we do. So that's great. The dog that was Moxie is still there. So people still have a chance to go get her. But yeah, adoptions are still going great. We're continuing to be basically closed to the public except by appointment. So if you want to come out and visit a pet, that's not an impossibility. Just call the staff, they'll arrange a time and then pop out there and you're good to go. So that's going really well. We're having our t-shirt design contest going on. So for everybody who's got some artistic talent, or I said, you don't even have to have artistic talent. We look at any design.
Good. I'm in. I'm in.
That's right, exactly.
I can
Get
do
my
stick figures
crayons
with
out.
I can do stick figures with the best of them, Rhonda.
That's right. So send that in and we're going to pick the best of the best and then have some new gear printed up with that design, and then the winner would get like a hoodie with their design on it. So that would be really cool. So if you're home and your kids are still bored, have them do something, or if as adults, any age group can send in their design idea. And then the 5th of February, Humboldt County Vet is doing a barn cat spay and neuter. So you need to call the Humboldt. We're just advertising it for them because it's a good thing to spay and neuter. So they're having a barn cat spay and neuter. So call and see if they have any slots open. And other than that, like you said, things are going well. I hate to bring up our needs of the week before we get into the pets of the week, but we actually are like out of kitty litter right now. So
No.
yeah, so I
Oh,
know we've been kind of holding our own since you got the pallet. When you got the pallet for us, that kind of brought us up to even with the world, and we've been keeping steady. We haven't had a surplus, but we've been keeping steady, and now we're back to like old Mother Hubbard's covered his bear. So
I was so excited that every week we talk about it. It was like number 3 or 4 on the list, and now it's back to the top again.
yeah, it's back to the top. So anyway.
Clumping kitty litter to our great passengers on the morning train. Anything you can do, clumping kitty litter. They are in desperate need. And if you've got a cat, you know what it's like to go without kitty litter. It's not a pleasant thing. Now think about 50 cats. Okay, it's not a pleasant thing.
It's not. And and the thing about the clumping kitty litter, it actually does last longer than the other kitty litter because you can, scoop out the stuff and then it's most of it is still good to go. So, I mean, it takes me quite a while I have one cat and it takes me quite a while to go through a bucket of it. So anyway, we have lots of cats. And so please, that would be good. And then,
let's get that need met again.
Yeah, we need that palette one more time. So
Otherwise, you're gonna see Rhonda and Stumpy out finding sand somewhere, and you don't want them to do that. So
no. Yeah. But our other needs we need this week are we talked about canned cat food. We've got some pets with some chewing problems. So canned cat and canned dog food. Kitten chow is on our list. Paper towels and bleach will round out our list this week. And then for our pets of the week, we have Mora, who is a 3-year-old long-haired cat. She is a very sweet kitty. I can't even say enough nice about her. She's just a really good kitty. She'd fit right in with your home. And then for the dog, and don't let the name, throw you. His name is Demon, and he's a husky. And personally, I thought I would rename him.
I saw him on your site. Boy, he's a beautiful boy.
He is his eyes. He's very beautiful. Yeah. He's 4 years old. He is dog and people friendly, needs a little training, but he's very smart. So I think the training issue with just a little time from the person who adopts him, he'll be good to go. Mora has a heartworm issue, so which actually is not an expensive thing to take care of in a cat. So if you're interested in helping her out, just talk to our staff and they'll tell you what all that entails. But it's not a big deal. Surprisingly, it's not a big deal or expensive for a cat with heartworms. So they would help you there. So so those are our kitty and their puppy for the week.
I was thinking the same thing. No offense to whoever named Demon. I was thinking when I saw him on your site, I thought, he's a handsome man, a handsome boy, and the Demon's not nice. I mean, he might be. Demon is Jay Thomas. Demon is not. Demon is not the husky at Almost Home by any means, but he is a very pretty dog, to say the very least.
He's a very pretty dog, and that's why I said too. I would change his name just because
change him to Lucifer or something.
Yeah, we call him Luke. I mean, whatever.
There you go.
Yeah.
Check that out. Rhonda, what is your give to everybody your website, and they can get you on Facebook as well, of course.
Facebook as well. It's almosthomeiowa.org. And Facebook, it's just Almost Home Iowa. And then Messenger on Facebook is a great way to get a hold of the staff if you have questions. If you go to the webpage, just click the link for adoptable pets, and it'll take you right there, and you can look at whoever you want to look at. And then again, just contact staff to set up a meet and greet, and they'll be happy to do that for you. And then you take home your new baby.
There you go. And let's not forget that the dog park is open, though, even though the actual building of Almost Home is closed.
Yes, the dog park is open. And last time I was out to the shelter, there was like a ton of dogs in the dog park, which was really nice to see. So they were out there having fun and, galloping around. So on the big dog side, there weren't any dogs in the little dog side, but the big dog side was getting its use. And so that was nice to see.
Well, even if there's 3 feet of snow, most dogs are going to love that. But today, when it's going to be 47 degrees, even you, not you as in you, Rhonda, but you as in our listeners, you can tolerate that as well. So get the dogs out there and let them run and have a good time. Maybe they'll make some friends and get some energy out.
Yeah, absolutely. And the nice thing is it's all grass. I mean, it's frozen grass right now, but unlike your yard, which tends to get a little muddy when you let your dog out too many times, I have not seen our yard ever get muddy. So, you can take your pet out there, let them run, and you don't have to worry about muddy paws as much as you would if they're in your own backyard.
Fantastic. That's beautiful out there. And it's a big area too. And boy, what a great thing to do again today. Actually, any day, even when it's snowy or whatever, but get good for your dog. Lets them, like I said, get some energy out. So if you're wanting them to just kind of relax, if you're stuck home for the day, here's a great way to do it. Get them out.
Absolutely.
And have some fun. Rhonda, I know you're busy as always, but I want to go back real quick to your needs of the day and so forth. When you signed off with us last week, I brought up the fact that, first off, I think we need to remind everybody that Almost Home operates on the generosity of others. You don't receive government funding. It's all based on donations, fundraisers, things like that. And for you to continue to be as viable and liquid as you are, when that is the case, man, that speaks volumes for your structure, of course, number one, and number two, all the great people that help out so much with their generosity. That's thing one. But one thing I brought up last week after you signed off was anything you can do, even creative wise. Maybe there's a service club that wants to get behind Almost Home. Maybe there's a church that wants to get behind Almost Home. Or as we talked about before, and I mentioned last week, Rhonda, the kids that have come up with creative ideas like lemonade and Kool-Aid stands, and they take their money and they give it to Almost Home. And that's heart-wrenching. I mean, that's not heart-wrenching, that's heart-touching.
Yes.
I mean, it really is. So anything you can do, along those lines.
Yeah, it's so cute when the little kids come out there because we try to make sure that if they let us know, we try to make sure that they can have a photo opportunity, with some pets. And it's just adorable. I mean, they're just like, they're just thrilled to be able to give us, a little jug of money for the pets. And so it's very nice. And, when you talk about the little things that mean a lot, we have a lot of little change containers at different businesses around the community. Those bring in more money than you would think. I mean, some of them we get $50 a month off of, which again, doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it's a lot in our world.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, thanks to all the businesses that have those, and thanks to people when you're standing there and you got a little extra change to dump in, you can just dump it in. So it's awesome. The support we get, Alpha Media, again, I can't say enough for you guys for, having us every week and putting our pets on your website too. So they get out there and get seen some more. And for things like that, that's how we got little Roxy adopted last week. So that's a good thing.
Well, and again, I thank you for saying that. We are just 1,000% behind you all the time, and we're so proud to be able to do this. And you're right, Rhonda. I mean, $50 is not a small amount, because I don't think there's a person walking around that if somebody walked up to them and said, "Hey, here's $50," they go, "Oh, no thanks." Thanks anyway. Yeah, no,
thank you.
Not enough. Thanks anyway.
Yeah,
well,
that's true.
You can get $50 out of your change, your buckets. Hey, awesome.
Yeah, I know it is. It's amazing. And like I said, that's, some businesses it's $50 a month, some businesses it's $50 every couple months, but still, it depends on who's there and what kind of business it is, I think, as far as how much change they give. But it's really amazing. Just like you say, the generosity of people that are out there and are willing to help us out, and help the pets out.
Absolutely. Well, and I want to close out like we usually do, Rhonda, by saying kudos to the amazing, big-hearted staff you've got out there. And the board members. You guys on the board, I know I give Stumpy a lot of grief because, well, look at him. He deserves it. But I mean, you donate a lot of time. And you guys have big hearts, too. If you didn't, you wouldn't be sitting there on the board when you're not getting paid for it and doing what you do for Almost Home. So to everybody in the structure of Almost Home, we thank you for all you guys do every single day. Because for us here on Alpha or Alpha stations, it's once a week. You guys are doing it every single day.
Yeah, our staff is amazing. They are, I mean, obviously they're doing it for the love of the animals because, again, as we've said, they're not overpaid. so they really do. They're very dedicated. And, they have kind of a heart-wrenching job too, because, sometimes we do have animals that come in that are sick, or, we've had kitties pass away when they get dumped off and they just don't have the strength to make it. And it's really hard on them because, they get attached to these pets too. So it's a great job in a way, but it'd be teary too. So they do.
Yeah. The thing is, if they didn't get attached to them, I would question their heart. I mean, really, because they do. Yeah. I can see them getting attached, and they got to be happy that they're going to a home. But it's also got to be like, wow, I'm not going to see Demon tomorrow, because he's gone.
Right. But yeah. Yep. But they're happy that you're exactly right. They're happy that he's gone to his forever home, and they like to see them out of their kennels because they're a happier dog when they're out of their kennels, obviously, or cat. So, yep. It's an awesome job, and they do an awesome job of keep taking care of all those pets.
Absolutely. And like we say, they're not in it to make $1 million. There's levels of pay. There's way up here. There's the people that own a bar and grill and a lawn care company and party buses. Come down here. There's way down at the bottom are the Almost Home Humane Society workers and broadcasters. We're all way down at the same level. So
I got you.
I had to get my jab in on Stumpy, Anyway, Rhonda, I appreciate you every week. I look forward to talking to you every week. And thanks so much for taking time out. I know you're busy as well with your careers, and God bless you for all you do as well and taking the time with us every week.
Thank you so much. I enjoy it. And I can say it's always a good thing to just get the word out about all of our pets and go online and look at them and decide who you're going to take home and put your application in.
Absolutely. Rhonda, you have a fabulous week. We'll catch you next Wednesday.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Our good friend Rhonda, Almost Home Humane Society. It is so much fun talking to her every week, and she's always so bubbly and happy, and we have good laughs together, as you can tell. But she's got, just like the rest of the board and the staff at Almost Home, she's got a huge heart for what they do. So anything you can do to help out with Almost Home. Again, clumping kitty litter, man, if you can do something to help out with that, man, that's got to be difficult when you're low on that kind of a product. So anything you can do. Again, Almost Home Humane Society right here in Fort Dodge. This is where they're based, but they serve our surrounding area as well. 3 minutes before 9 o'clock, we are